Hey, teeth lovers, welcome. I'm quickly going to just ask a question, and clearly you don't have to answer me back, but do you ever skip upper body workouts entirely, or you're finding yourself having to modify exercises all the time because you're afraid of getting injured, whether it be your shoulder or your wrist? This is something I hear all the time. And well, it's important that we kind of be strategic with the exercises that we are implementing, as well as what we need to avoid, whether we have neck pain, shoulder pain, upper back pain, wrist, elbow pain. Okay, it's really important that we protect our body because let's be real, right? We have enough risk factors in dentistry. We don't exercise to be another one of them. I know you want to be healthy and strong, but sometimes you might feel like you're doing more damage or you aren't sure if you're doing things that are benefiting you. So this is something I hear all the time. So today's episode is all about top exercises to avoid if you have any of those upper body pains. So whether it's wrist, elbow, primarily head, neck, shoulder, okay, all of these are clearly signs that something's wrong, right? So we need to make sure that we're working out efficiently and benefiting our body, not doing more damage. So here we go.
Hey there! Welcome to the Lift for Longevity podcast, where our goal is to build our strongest, healthiest body. We all deserve to feel our best, but since we only get one body, we have to make sure to protect it by moving safely and with purpose to prevent pain, injury, and surgery. I'm your host, Brianne Novaes, and I'm a fit pro turned business owner and also a girl mom. I'm obsessed with educating and empowering dental pros on how to take care of their body by training efficiently and building the right muscles to prolong their career. I know you're tired of spending time working out but still dealing with annoying aches and pains, getting rid of your pain temporarily only to have it come right back just a few hours later, or feeling like you never have any energy. You wish there was a long-term solution to get rid of your pain for good. Well, I'm here to give you real-life, actionable steps that you can take today to get rid of your pain, say goodbye to quick fixes, and have energy to live a life that you love. So if you're ready to get stronger, enjoy your life outside the operatory, and have longevity in your career, grab yourself a high-protein snack and let's get to it.
So I actually already had this episode planned, and then I had just signed up a new client the other day, and she said the same thing to me I've heard many, many times. She said, Brianne, I avoid doing upper body workouts. So she would go in the gym and do squats and lunges and maybe some planks, right? Because she just didn't know what to do, right? And this is really, really a real fear because guess what? If you get injured, how are you going to do your job, right? And this was my client, Donna. She came to me through Instagram and she would complain because every time she did a workout program or a challenge, she would get injured within the first week. One time it was the first workout and she was so discouraged and unmotivated and just kind of lost. Like she didn't know what to do or, she wanted to build muscle. She was in her 60s. She knew how important it is to build muscle, primarily for women as we age, but she just wasn't sure how to do it without getting injured. So she ended up signing up with my program. She went the complete 12 weeks without injury. She feels strong. She feels great. She has no pain. And after 29 years of hygiene, she feels like she can work as much as she wants for as long as she wants. And what's funny is because Donna, we joke now because when she came to me, she said that during not really a micro break, but sometimes at work when she'd have breaks between patients or maybe somebody canceled or something, she would do push-ups on the desk and like always injure herself. And I'm like, well, why were you doing that? She just felt like push-ups were the gold standard. So anyways, not to ramble on, but our standards should only be set by our limits and our body's capabilities and nobody else's, right? So I just want to add that as a little side note. So for exercises to avoid, I'm going to be categorizing them in 3 different categories, right? And side note, I do have a guide on this. If you want to download it, I will link it in the show notes. But the first category is going to be chest focused exercises. So this is going to be something like a chest press or flies, right? So these muscles are already overactive, right? And because they're that overactive muscle in the imbalance, there's no range of motion, right? Like you feel stuck. You almost probably feel like you have to force these movements, right? So this is something we need to avoid, not forever, okay? Some people are like, Brianne, can I never do a chest exercise ever again? I'm not saying that, but we definitely need to start building a balanced body, right? Build the antagonists, all the posterior muscles essentially that need to help work with the pecs, right? So that it's not taking over all the time. So those are the first 2. and bench press even. So like a bench press, chest flies, and then push-ups. Now, don't get me wrong, push-ups are great for scapular retraction. However, push-ups are a lot on your wrists and your shoulders. I very, very rarely, probably I could count on my hand the amount of times I've seen somebody perform this right in my lifetime. Their hips sag, their core's not engaged, their weight's not shifted where it should be. It's a very complicated movement, and people don't really realize that, even if you're doing them on your knees, right? It's just something that we need to pump the brakes on until we start building up those other muscles, like I said, and then we can even do like a scap push-up or something to regress that or to progress up to a push-up, right, moving forward. Okay, so the second set or category of exercises is going to be shoulder exercises. Now, there are exercises we do need to do for our shoulders, okay? So don't like just neglect them completely. But things like an overhead press, and I guarantee if you work out, you're not even able to do overhead press. Again, you don't have range of motion. Your body is just tight and restricted, and you don't have that mobility at this time. So overhead press, also known as shoulder press, or even like a push press, Arnold press, and then even like front and lateral raises. So this is all going to be focusing on also that anterior delt, which is overactive. But even like that medial delt, like if you're ever chicken winging it, which I know we're not supposed to, but if you end up chicken winging, it's like these muscles are just exhausted all the time, right? So we need to not work them anymore, right? We need to work other muscles so that they have stabilizers around them to support them. Okay, the last set is going to be anything that's like upper trap focused. So probably the biggest one or the most popular, I would say, is either called like a high pull or an upright row, right? All you're doing is shrugging essentially. And it's just like, you probably feel this in your traps a hell of a lot, right? And there's a reason for that, right? We need to work the mid and the lower traps, not the upper traps. So I would definitely omit those from any of your programs. And then things such as cleans or snatches. I know these are probably more prevalent in like CrossFit, but I know there's programs that throw cleans in just to keep your heart rate up, or instead of a burpees or whatever, make it fun, spice it up. But at the end of the day, like this is a momentum based exercise. We need to make sure that we are lifting or training slow and controlled every single repetition, right? This is how you avoid injury. So those are my top exercises to avoid, again, for that neck pain, upper trap pain, shoulder pain. And it's ironic because I was just talking to a new client today. We were doing her movement screen. She's like, I already got 2 upper body workouts in. And I was chatting with her that like, I hear this all the time. Like people, when they start my program, that's where their pain is. So they want to fix that right away. And they're going like all in on upper body and they want to focus primarily on that. And it's just so ironic because it's like they go from not wanting to work upper body or they're not sure. And now they have that plan and that strategic implementation of the exact exercises to do while totally avoiding the muscles that we don't need to overwork. So it's just so cool to see, because everybody does better with a plan, right? So I hope this was informative. I didn't get too nitty gritty. I just kind of wanted to give a high level overview of what to avoid because I get this question asked quite a bit on Instagram. So again, if you want to get the guide and a visual, go ahead and click the link in the bio. It's in the show notes, and I will catch you next week.
Thank you so much for listening in today. I hope you got a takeaway from this episode. And if you did, would you be so kind to share it with another dental pro you think would benefit from it? I know you love learning, and chances are that they do too. Also, I would love to connect with you on Instagram, so go ahead and head over to the Lift for Longevity podcast page or follow me at Built by Brianne. If you shoot me a message saying hello, I will personally respond because I love chatting with dental pros. Before you go, though, I want to let you know that I appreciate you and what you do, and I hope to chat soon. Until next time, stay strong.